Come on, man, you can go harder than that.
Hey, I'm trying, okay? This shit's hard.
You think this is hard? This is only the tutorial! Just go for it! Lock and load if you got the guts! Ooh, yeah! Reach down deep! Deep! Here, let me help! Shit! See, that's the kind of raw sissiness we need to train out of you if we're gonna stand a chance against these dark forces conspiring against us.
What are you talking about?
The cameras, man, I know you've seen them, lurking in the shadows, and when you least expect, bang! Diamond cutter out of nowhere. Well, since I'm here, how about we play a game?
Okay, but after last time, I'm choosing the game.
WWE Legends of WrestleMania?
Oh no. Please, no.
Legends. WrestleMania. Legends of WrestleMania! That's me! Put this in.
What was that you said about conspiring dark forces? I'm starting to believe you.
Legends of WrestleMania was released in March of 2009, a complete lull period for WWE's wrestling games and the product as a whole. The previous year saw the company move towards a family-friendly PG era that we're only just starting to deviate from almost 10 years later. But at the time, WWE's flagship video game series, SmackDown vs. Raw, suffered a very similar hit in quality. While still playing the same, was largely a victim to the reset button, with the game being entirely gutted and old features replaced with hollow new ones or nothing at all. This is easily one of the most boring games I've ever played, wrestling or otherwise.
But the day was saved when Legends of WrestleMania was released a few months later, celebrating the first 15 WrestleManias, yeah!
You mean cashing in on the first 15 WrestleManias. It's a gimmick the main series is still running into the ground to this day.
But these matches are historic and revolutionary.
Yeah, and I'm sick to death of hearing about it.
Look, is this going to be a problem? Because I will have to ask you to leave.
Well, at least get to the game already. You talk too much.
I must say, at first glance, there is nothing too significant of note here. Looking at the roster though, it seems off balance. Despite the game covering 15 years of the company, our selection of wrestlers only reflects the first 9 or 10 of those years, minus a handful that appeared later on. But that's weird. I don't see you in here.
Why aren't you in this game?
I'd rather not talk about it.
But I thought you were a legend of WrestleMania. If you're not in the game, then why are we even playing it?
Because, my impatient compadre, the Macho Man is a secret unlockable character, yeah. Just make your way to create a legend mode, and you can unlock me.
If by unlock you mean spend all day trying to make something that resembles you, sure.
Are you kidding me? You thought you could walk down that aisle just one time, or magically microtransaction your way to the Macho Man? You must be out of your mind. Dig it!
Well, I have been feeling a lot more sane than normal. Until you showed up.
It's not uncommon for wrestlers' outfits who weren't included in the game to be hidden in the creation suite. Macho does actually have a few options here, Mania 7 and Mania 8, but as far as making your current attire, it wasn't easy.
Hey, you're telling me you weren't the one who slaved for weeks crafting this colorful creation?
Well, I did the best I could with the options I had.
What's wrong with him?
What do you mean, what's wrong with him?
Why do I look so puny?
Steroid scandal.
Well then why does everyone else look like some kind of rock person?
Because the game is hideous. Moving on. It's a very unfriendly experience if you're into custom wrestlers. No extended options for entrances or movesets beyond what everyone else gets, but at least we've got something.
Ooh, it's finally time to see the moves and do the thing! Put me against the snake!
You ready?
I'm ready!
Are you ready?
I said I'm ready!
Well then, fucking good luck to ya.
Come on, get at him, Macho! Oh, I got him in a headlock! Yeah, let's go! Wow, this is really stiff! And I'm not talking about the snake! Yeah, Macho, hit him with a jab! Scoop slam! Oh, yeah! What do I do?
You've got to hit the correct button. Oh, too late on that one.
Why can't I just do a move?
Because you need to complete the quick time events.
What was that?
It was just a dumb taunt.
Oh, look out!
Why did you do that?
Oh no, he pulled out his snake! You know what's coming next? Oh, he got you! Wow, that sucks, Macho.
No, it's all coming back to me. Stay away from Miss Elizabeth!
Macho, please.
Oh no, I'm so sorry. I don't know what came over
It's okay,
me.
It's okay. But why don't I take over for a bit? You just sit there and go over the manual or something. Jesus Christ.
Alright, well as you can probably tell, the game is just awkward to play. It controls nothing like the main series. Instead of simply being able to do moves, most actions are performed through QuickTime events, exchanges in the ring, turnbuckle spots. If you want to do anything outside, then you'll have to go through these mini-games, and of course, hitting your finisher. My main question is simply, why? Why, when you've already got an easy to pick up and play, yet still rather complex control system that works, was it necessary to drastically change that for a spin-off that is already a bit of a gamble? Why risk making this worse than it was already going to be? It blows my mind, but let's take a look at the main game modes here. The draw of this game was going back through previous Manias to play the big matches. Relive, rewrite, redefine. It's about as bare bones and gimmicked as that tagline would lead you to expect. Relive is obvious. We're just replaying classic matches, trying to complete specific goals that faithfully recreate some of these iconic moments. Rewrite and redefine offer even less to do, if you can believe that. Rewrite simply gives us the option to choose which wrestler to play as and potentially change outcomes. Who cares? There are no unique goals to any of these matches, so what's the point? Redefine, on the other hand, is the exact same thing, only this time we've got a heap of bullshit stipulations added in, like, what if BOSSMAN and Mr. Perfect had a ladder match? Or, what if Big John Studd and Andre the Giant had a Hell in a Cell match? Well, let me think. I can guarantee neither man would have been thrown from the fucking roof. That's for damn sure. And again, this mode doesn't add in any objectives that are specific to each match or match type, so again, what is the fucking point? The only thing of much value here is relive, because we actually get a somewhat different experience each time. But did they really have to spoil the matches before I get to play them? WWE love these historical video packages, and I must admit, they do a great job at them, but why show me every single major plot point of the match before I have to go out there and relive it? Spoiler alert, guys, stop with the bullshit.
What do you mean somewhat different? You're just doing the same thing every time. Punches, kicks, throw off the ropes, take them to the outside, quick time, quick time, quick time, and get the win. I'm bored off my ass and I'm not even playing it.
Would you like to play it?
No!
I mean, I enjoy seeing these moments recreated in the game, but you're right, it's nothing special at all. If we take a look at our meter here, rather than being traditional and just filling up as you do moves, instead we've got 3 different levels. The higher the level, the stronger your moves are, and at level 3, you can hit your finishing sequence.
You're all about the game and how you play it, but clearly you're not very good. Look how slow it's filling up.
That's because the only way to speed up this process is by doing a taunt. These give you different boosts at random, like automatic reversals and health recharges. But it's pointless. Doing these taunts drains your power bar, and they only last a few seconds. How counterproductive. Why would I want to boost the rate at which my power fills up if I'm only gaining back the power I drained to get the ability in the first place? So every single match in the end is just a race to fill up your special meter as quickly as possible, just to get it over with. Some objectives actually force you to waste your special meter by doing taunts, or even want you to hit multiple finishes before you can end the match. But because of all these bullshit, back-ass, muddled and confused fucking quick time events being required to do anything, it's almost impossible trying to drive these guys to even do what needs to be done. Look at this! I need to get a chair out, the instructions give me no help whatsoever like a lot of these games, so now I'm stuck in limbo. I don't feel like I have any control over the game in any way, shape or form, making it such a tedious job trying to get through, and this AI isn't helping. He knows better than I do what needs to get done here, so why is he just fucking around? All of this waiting for the game to figure its shit out, and I got fucking rolled up out of nowhere. So now, I've got to do the entire match again. It's ridiculous!
I thought you'd have been good at this by now. You've already repeated the entire match 4 times at this point. Get on with it! As a man of many fashion styles, I'd like to point out the inaccuracies in Shawn Michaels' outfit here. They knew this match was going to be in the game, why not give him the correct color scheme? At random, you can unlock alternate attires for certain characters in the game, but even then, they still don't make any sense. Why include Michael's outfit from the Rockers tag team if his partner Marty isn't even in the game?
Yeah, and while we're on that topic, even the title belts are incorrect in some places. Why does Rock have the Winged Eagle belt? God, this match is as painful as I remember as well.
It's a minor detail, but one that shows how lazy they were with this game.
You think that's lazy? Well, how about a mode that's just a gauntlet match, meaning even more of the same shit over and over again? How do you like that?
A lot, actually. Time to get in the ring and show them what the Macho King can do.
So, if you weren't already sick to death of playing this piece of shit by now, well, try fighting a heap of people in rapid succession. Honest to God, it's arguably the best part of the game, but that's just because we don't have to do oddly specific tasks or any of that BS. Just win as quickly as possible and move on to the next guy. An arcade mode as enjoyable as any. But with the limited moves and limited ability your created character has, it's still bottom of the barrel for a mode like this. Not to mention, insanely easy once you complete your first tier and start to level up. I just can't imagine the ineptitude required to build an atrocious black sheep such as this one. It's such a different experience to the main series on so many levels. The game looks bad, both the character models and all the arenas looking exactly the same, not to mention, with such an off-balance roster, including nobodies like Kamala, Michael Hayes and Hunter Hearst Helmsley, who is only here for a single cutscene, while figures like Marty, Owen, Razor Ramon, The Natural Disasters, Demolition,
and most importantly, the Macho Man
are left out. This doesn't feel like a tribute to the golden era of wrestling because so many of the most important storied matches are missing. Instead, it's just a hollow cash-in on WWE's version of history that's still going on to this day. The final Relive match, Austin vs. The Rock at Mania 15, has since appeared 3 times in the main series. It's always the same thing, and it gets worse every time. And with the biggest factor being the botched control scheme, this is the heavy rain of wrestling games. What a sad effort. And it's such a shame, because this game did improve in some areas. Through the QuickTime events, certain gimmicked matches feel a lot more true to the TV product, and the use of ringside managers in this game is like no other wrestling game before or since. I actually love it, but can these minor features save the game? Of course not. WWE Legends of WrestleMania gets 4 out of 10.
Wow, what a burial! But you forgot to mention that you can actually import wrestlers from the latest SmackDown vs. Raw game. Isn't that neat? Gotta catch 'em all. Let's see how Jim Duggan fares against the Doctor of Thugonomics.
I will admit, the idea is solid. Pit current wrestlers against veterans, but it still doesn't add anything. All we get is the wrestlers, no arenas or much of anything else. Why not include 3 Relive matches from WrestleMania 24? You've got all the characters here, just do it. And for the wrestlers that now have 2 variants, you can't even make them fight each other. I thought that was the point of this sort of gimmick. Undertakers versus Shawn Michaels'. But we can't even do that, so what is the fucking point? I'm sick to death of saying it. They make all these games slap happy with no thought and shit that shit out for all the shitting kids like me to play, just for them to scream, it's fucking shit. Legends of WrestleMania gets 3 out of 10.
It's all my fault! It's all my fault.
Hey, it's not that big of a deal, mate. Calm down.
I blame myself! I should have been in the game that would have fixed it! See, what did I tell you? Dark forces conspiring against us! This is the most degrading day of my life! And it's all my fault. I'll never forgive myself. It's over, man. No control. Hey, wait a minute. There's a WWE Legends of WrestleMania mobile phone game! We're saved!
Oh dear God.
It looks promising enough from the title screen, and that bum Hulk Hogan is nowhere to be seen, so it's already flawless.
Strange how the main star of the console version is completely absent on the mobile port, but please tell me, who the fuck are these people? That's supposed to be The Rock, can you believe, and Steve Austin looks like Goldberg. Some characters actually look spot on, but this here is just a disgrace.
Brother, you picked the wrong characters. Even this mobile phone game allows you to create a legend, build up your superstar, and challenge the giants in career mode.
Career mode?
Yes, but we have to do the tutorial first and... oh dear, what a clumsy mess. All I can do is mash buttons and hope it actually works. But once we're past that, we work our way through some historic matches, still based on real events. We fight Andre at Mania 3, help an unknown man of madness win the title at Mania 4, and then go on to end the Iraq War against Sergeant Slaughter at Mania 7.
That sounds like Hogan's timeline. Weird that he's not in the game despite the entire story being based around his main events. I gotta admit though, I wasn't expecting this level of depth. The controls are tolerable once you know what you're doing, and the career mode is surprisingly accurate with run-ins, story events and screw jobs, even moving away from WrestleMania entirely to cover certain feuds. That's what the original game should have done, not just focus on the WrestleManias, but the stories leading up to them. I'm blown away. I mean, sure, it's nothing special at all, but for a mobile wrestling game, what more could you ask for? Yes, sometimes characters glitch through the ring and what the fuck?
Just look at this tactical maneuver. I'm a master of ring psychology. Ooh, yeah!
There was also a version on iOS which I can no longer download, but it's basically a 3D version of this experience. The models are blocky and look worse than their pixel art counterparts, but the presentation in this version is of a higher level based on what I've seen. Well, aside from snooker floating above the ring.
That's called heaven, my friend.
Well, what about when he's stuck in the floor?
That would be hell.
Yeah, it certainly would be.
I think the biggest thing we've learned from this spin-off is that if Macho had been in the game, it would have been 10 out of 10.
Hey, don't you point the finger at me! You were the one who wanted to play the game!
Now, wait a minute. Of all the games on this shelf, you had to go and pick one of the most lackluster, boring, backwards, cash-in, clusterfucked abominations in existence! We could have played anything! SmackDown! Anarchy Rules! Here Comes the Pain! Revenge! Or World Tour! And forget wrestling games. We could have played Banjo, Metal Gear, Tomb Raider, Mario, Sonic, Sly, Ty, Croc. Anything would have been better than that crock of shit.
Shut your mouth.
Exactly. Why didn't we play Shut Your...
No, I meant shut your mouth, literally! Dig it! I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and share the video to the social medias. I'm the Macho Man, and I hope you have a great funky day! Ooh, yeah!